What's up guys? So I wanted to make a quick video to run you through the ins and outs of my onboard water supply in the back of my Canopy. This is purely a gravity fed system, so there's no electrics, no pumps, no nothing, just as simple as a water tank in the back that feeds through some clever pipes to two locations. The first being the tap, which is sitting on top of my inbuilt sink, but it also feeds through to a little hose which you can access below the sink that's just useful for washing your feet or filling up a bucket or something. So the main trade-off with using a gravity-fed water supply is that you're never going to have the same water pressure as when you're using a 12-volt pump type water system. In my opinion, this isn't the worst thing in the world, because when you're living off the grid, water can be pretty valuable, and using a gravity-fed system, for me, means that I use a lot less water when I'm doing things like washing my hands or doing the dishes, and it means my water is going to last me that extra day or two, compared to if I had a 12-volt pump, sending that water out like there's no tomorrow. So the water tank that feeds the tap and the hose lives in the back of the Canopy. It's only a baby tank, it's just a little 15 litre, but honestly with a gravity fed system, 15 litres easily lasts me 2 to 3 days, and that's not being sparing with the water, that's using it to wash my hands, wash my dishes, fill up the kettle and all that. But also, I don't just bring that, I also make sure I've got at least two 20 litre jerry cans of water as well. That way, as soon as this tank runs out, it's just a matter of undoing the strap, unclipping the tank, filling it up, pop it back in and away we go. So the basic trick with a gravity fed water supply is to make sure that your tap is lower than the lowest point that your water can get to on your tank. So right now you might be able to see my water level is about halfway up my tank at the moment, which means so long as my tap is anywhere below there, the water's gonna flow. But the minute that your tap is higher than your water supply, your water's not gonna flow anymore. Also, the higher your tank is, the faster that water's gonna pump out. That's just the way it is. I've got mine sitting on a real cheap $14 shelf from Bunnings that I've braced with a few wooden supports here, directly under where that water tank sits. And I've also put a bit of extra strengthening around the edge of that frame as well. Yeah. So I'll walk you through the flow of the water the best I can. So from the tank, the water exits down the bottom here, continues along to this on and off valve that just makes it easy to take the tank in and out of the back, continues along, goes through just a standard hose connector there, goes through the back of the unit to a little elbow joint where it's directed down across this false wall. You can ignore that, that was a previous idea that fell through. The water travels along, gets to this T-piece here, where the water continues through there to the kitchen sink, but also continues down this path to go through down there to the hose that comes out below the kitchen sink. And if we come around to the front, push that pantry shut, you can see in there, that was that T-piece I was showing, and that goes through to this tap. It might seem strange that it goes up. That was just so I can create this swivel system to lift the sink out when it's full of water. And below there is where the water gets directed out the bottom, and that goes through to the hose, which when the sink's in, just pull out like so. So when the time comes to refill the tank, it's as easy as loosening this strap that secures the tank through the bottom of that main shelf there, turning off the little tap, and just disconnecting the hose connector. Once those 3 steps are done, you can tilt the tank forward and it just comes out like so. I really hope this video has been useful if you're wanting to do something similar in the back of your car or canopy. Now you can go camping with everything, including the kitchen sink. Cheers for watching and happy camping.